till I get my money right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascend. I have Euler, EUL, up on the screen, the USD price chart. This is also the weekly chart. So what we're going to be looking for today, guys, is we need to find out what is our alt-season target. This thing, a lot of the market since this point in time, November, has been going down. Euler has been increasing the entire time. So kind of an anomaly right now in the market. The count's a little bit different. We're going to be looking for a fifth wave here to take off for Euler. So today, that is what we're trying to figure out, the fifth wave. We're not worrying about 3, 4, and 5. This thing is sitting at lows right now. It could just end up being an ABC. 5-wave move on the weekly would be tough. We could end up seeing just massive candles like this, right, as alt season kicks off. So we're just going to take a look at wave 5 today. That's what makes the most sense for this specific chart. So I've already drawn it out. Going back to the high from September of 2022, you had a nice little ABC. Just to teach you guys about Elliott waves, you have a 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's called a 5, 3, 5. It's kind of hard to see on this time frame on the weekly here, but that's exactly what it is. Let's make that blue to stay consistent. So you have a 5-wave move down, a 3-wave move up, and then on the way back down, you have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5-wave move. That's called a 5, 3, 5 correction. I'm going to get rid of some of that now to keep it cleaner. On the way back up here, you can see you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that first wave. Those are the green subwaves. You settle back down right here in a nice little ABC, like so. And then on the way back up in this, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Within that one, for those of you questioning me, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all within that third wave there. We'll make that black and we'll make it a little bit skinnier. So there's a 5-wave move within there, just in case you were wondering. 5th wave there, 4th wave settling back down. So that is the count, like I said, waiting on the 5th. You can see the area that this was brought back into. Pretty clean from a technical perspective here, down into the B wave there. This was kind of like the short squeeze before everything fell apart. And it's also on top of that first wave there for wave 4, which oftentimes is very technical. Technically, this thing could have gone a little bit further down than it did. Looks like it stopped around 875. That high would have been around 760. So really clean though. All that being said, looking for this 5th wave now. Where are we headed in the alt season now that you can see the past? Before I jump into that, guys, join the Quantum Circle. Entries, exits, strategy, emotional, mental clarity. 2 daily macro videos. Link to that in the bio. Guys, in order to worry about alt season and everything with your individual coins, you got to make sure you understand what's going on with the macro. It's why we've been in a drawdown for the last 10 months here. So that's where the real alpha is. Go check that out. Back to Euler. Let's see. All right, so on the macro time frame then, what this is looking at, right? This fifth wave is it what looks like it could be a macro A, B, C, and we're working on that C wave. Okay. Measurements for the C wave, there's a couple different ways to do that. You could take the leg of the A wave here, 1700, put that from the bottom here. I'm just going to mark these off and we're going to see if they come into play once we start doing the fibs. That's showing us up there is a potential for like $26, and that's if we go the same exact percentage gain as the A wave. We know that the C wave at minimum has to be the length of the A wave. The other way I want to draw that out, where are my bars? I need some bars patterns. I've used this thing so many times, you think I'd have it figured out by now. There we go. And what we want to do is we want to take that, which isn't going all the way from the bottom. That's fun. I'm just trying to line up the actual, what the hell? Distances here. And it's not making it easy on me. Come on. There you go. Right about there. From the bottom, where does that take us? A little bit higher from where the measured move did on a percentage gain. So these are two areas that we're just going to keep in mind now, 26 and 31, for a minimum measured move here for a C wave. That would also be taken out this last local high there, right, for one more wave. So let's go ahead, dive into that. I'm going to get rid of some more of this stuff now that you guys have had a chance to look at the count. All right, and you know that we're in a C wave. First thing I'm going to do, we're going to take a fib from the top there, and we're going to bring it down to the bottom there, and we're going to look for confluence. And sure enough, what do you know? We have some. This 2618 of this whole range in the entirety of the life of Euler is the same as a measured move of the same distance of the A wave right there at like $32. That looks juicy. I like that right now just based off initial impressions, right? That's the whole range. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure we're closing some of these other ranges out. So this wave 1 to 2, this got pretty close right here to the 2618, but didn't. Something else crazy. Full extension of this wave 1 to 2 has confluence with the other move we had for the minimum of the C wave right there at like 25. So 25 to 32 looking like a pretty strong range. That might not be the end. It could get up there, settle back down, and then keep going. We're going to keep looking at the charts here, but definitely something to be paying attention to. This could also, I mean, it ran opposite of the market somehow, right? So there's a chance maybe this thing goes first or goes last, and it's just, you know, moving a little bit different from the rest of the market. We're going to have to wait and see. I want to see this wave 3 to 4 drawdown, right? This most recent price action. What are we looking at for full extensions of that? That gets us up there closer to 40. Okay, let's mark that for the hell of it. Boom, right up there. So we have a couple things in here between like 25 and $40 that look pretty good for an area where we can catch some resistance. The other thing I want to do is I want to measure out how far these waves have gone so far. So this first wave, we're looking at it, boom, 437%, 5.4x. This wave, boom, 600%, 7x. So looking at this, you'd think we're going to be somewhere between 400 and 600% on the move. Well, what are the areas of interest? What about that $32 level right now? 270, kind of low. What about a full extension? 360, definitely closer. If we were to go this full extension right here, 488, that looks a lot more in line, right? So $50, especially if you go 50 like is a round number, could make complete sense here for Euler. That's a 5x. The market cap being 200 million. What's 200 times 5? $1 billion. So you hit $50 clean, and at the same time you hit a cool bill on the market cap. Definitely makes sense, guys. So here's what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that I like our conservative target right here around $32. I think that's an easy one. And we're just going to say our primary is up here, the full distance of the range. This thing could get going past that too, right? But before we can even think about it, we got to get up there, and that's still a 5x away here from Euler. But if you're looking at it and we say, oh, only a 5x, well, but here's the thing. The rest of the market bottomed in April. So where was this in April? April, March. Right here. The rest of the market bottomed here. That thing from that point in time, closer to a 10x, which is what we've been talking about on quite a few alts there. All right, so got to wait and see. If this thing ends up extending past 50, great. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's talk about some higher targets. But for the time being, that's what I'm seeing. So if we were going to say, this thing moves up in more of an ABC since we don't have a lot of time, 5 waves on a weekly might be tough. I mean, you could be looking at something like an A, a B, and a C like that. So we could say a run up to 32, a drop down to 20, and then one more up to 50. I'll go ahead. I'll put that in there. This is kind of what feels like it could be the most probable here. 270% there. Puts us a little shy on that, but that's what I'm going to be looking for. All right, we'll just say conservative 32, primary 50. That's how we're doing it For Euler, again, this markets are fluid. We got to adjust as we're going. So like I mentioned, guys, join the Quantum Circle, real-time trades, access to my portfolio, 2 macro videos a day, a Discord channel, and I teach you how to do TA just like me. Link to that in the bio. If not, just super appreciative you're here. If you guys could follow, like, repost. Want to get this out to as many people as I can before it's too late. So hope you guys are having a great day. I'll catch you soon.